one now, and I'm old enough now to remember when right around this time of year, or maybe into November, the Sears Roebuck Christmas catalog would come in the mail at our house, and my mother gave each of my brothers and I a different colored pen or a marker or something, and we were allowed to circle 3 toys that we wanted Santa Claus to bring us for Christmas. Of course, in about a week's time, we had most of the catalog circled. But this one year, we all 4 agreed, and we each drew a colored ring around a photograph of a record player. About so big, portable model. Turntable on the top, speaker in the front, the lid flipped up, and there was another speaker in the lid which you could set across the room. And in those days, they called that hi-fi. But we thought it was pretty neat, and I asked my mom if she thought Santa Claus would really bring something like that for Christmas morning, and she said a neat thing. She said, only one thing you can do, you write your letter, you put it in the mail, and you wait and see what happens. And that's what we did. And then the long, long wait began. And finally, Christmas morning came, and finally, the time came to open the presents, and under the tree was this big box with all 4 of our names on the tag, and when the time came, we ran into that front room and tore away the ribbon and the paper. And there it was. Santa Claus had brought the identical model record player we had picked out of that Sears catalog. The funny part was that Santa Claus also brought all of my mother's favorite records. Well, Grandpa and Grandma, who lived right across the street, 3628 South Central Avenue, Cicero, Illinois, Grandpa knew what to do. He always knew what to do. He ran home. When he came back, he had a cardboard box in each arm, and each cardboard box contained a stack of these old, scratchy 78 records. And we spent all of Christmas morning listening to this old music that we had not heard before. Do you remember a guy named Frankie Lane? My Heart Goes Where the Wild Goose Goes. We played that song 100 times in a row. And we heard Ella Fitzgerald for the first time that Christmas morning, the great jazz singer. And the grown-ups all loved listening to a guy named Spike Jones. But our very favorite was when we dropped the needle on a disc whose label read, Sons of the Pioneer. These were real cowboys, we thought, singing about the Old West. I'll never ever forget how it sounded. Pretty soon, underneath all those scratches, you'd hear the Sons get their guitar in a good cowboy rhythm. All at once, they'd begin to sing in perfect harmony. I'm a roving cowboy, riding all day long. Tumbleweeds are tumbling, and they sing a lonely song. The night's underneath the prairie moon. I ride alone and sing a tune. See them tumbling down, pledging their love to the ground. Sing it out. Lonely but free I'll be found, drifting along with the tumbling tumbleweeds. Cares of the past are behind, nowhere to go but I'll find just where the trail may wind, drifting along with the tumbling tumbleweeds. I know when day is done, there's a new one born at dawn. I'll keep rolling along, deep in my heart is a song. Here where the trail I belong, drifting along with the tumbling tumbleweed, drifting along with the tumbling tumbleweed. drifting along with the tumble and tum.